Okay, okay, but next, Ankit,
Right.
I will have your leave. I will take your leave now.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you
Dr.
so
Segar.
much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
We'll
thank
see
you
you
so
again.
much for having me
Thank you
here.
for your report.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
It was
sir.
quite an interesting thing, Doctor. I was listening to you backstage. It was really nice
Okay, Nikunj.
listening to you.
Yes, Nikunj.
Right.
You're
It was
welcome, Nikunj.
really nice listening to the discussion.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Nikunj. Thank you so much
Yes.
for appreciating.
Grazie.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I've learned this. So Niku,
Hi,
what's
Nick.
how are you doing?
Nikunj was there with us last Sunday and doing that wonderful little love play with us.
Right.
Yeah.
And what city are you from or out of? Niku?
Me, Bombay, Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay, that's close to Bollywood, right?
Yeah.
I'm learning. Okay. So if I asked him, because they know who Shadow Khan is, you know who he is, right?
We are still stuck on the same point. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, good. I'm glad you did, because we're going to have a Hollywood producer on in about an hour, and I'm going to ask
nice.
the question we ask all our Hollywood producers: Who do you know of Shadow Khan? So far, none of them know who he is. He doesn't make any presence here in the United States for whatever reason.
So none of them said yes.
None of them said yes. Not one. Ankit's been there all the time, and not only that, we're recorded. So all of our IBM TV things are recorded and stored, so you can go listen to the recording. And I always ask them, "Do you know who Shadow Khan is? You're a Hollywood producer." "Yeah, I've been in the industry for 40 years." And they go, "All these movies that are on Netflix and Amazon, etc. Have you ever heard of Shadow Khan?" And they go, "No." Never heard of him. You know, I said, "But he's really famous in India." Okay, and he is, because I checked his Wikipedia page. I was going, the guy's very famous. He's very wealthy. He's a good producer, good actor. I mean, he does everything, but he doesn't do anything here in the U.S. So someday he's the producer of Amazon. It was running on Netflix. Now it's running on Amazon. The name of the movie is called The Matchbreaker, and it's kind of a cute movie. I saw it one time. I saw it on Netflix, I think. What it was is it's a movie about a person who hires someone to break up their marriage. In other words, their kids are getting married, but they disagree about the marriage. Okay. So they hire somebody to interfere with the marriage to break them up, because these two people are in love, and it goes, well, we don't want them to get married. So they hire the matchbreaker. The matchbreaker moves in and tries to destroy the marriage. It's a cute movie. I mean, it's really good. So Leslie's going to be on in a little while, and I'll ask him that question, because I always think, wow, it's interesting that everybody in India knows who he is. He crossed the pond. Who's this guy? Actually, the guy's got to cross 2 ponds. You got to go across a couple of those. Usually we just cross 1 pond. So in Mumbai, do you work in is Bollywood a city? Like, we have a city called Hollywood.
No. It's not like LA. Yeah, but Mumbai is the LA of India, definitely.
Really?
But it's not like a city like you have Hollywood itself.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so Bollywood is just where all the actors and the team that works with them, that family is actually called Bollywood.
Right. Okay, so it's where the talented people go to. They all go to Bollywood, right? Or Mumbai.
Yeah,
really?
they do. Yeah.
And is it movies and television? Is that what's produced in Bollywood?
Everything. All of it. Movies, television, Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, anything that's being aired that needs an actor, a script, the technicians, the director. It's actually here.
Oh, do you guys have big studios like they have here? They have all these studios, and they're huge. They have 1 million people almost working in these studios, and I'm going like, wow. Do you guys have all those studios over there too?
Yeah. There's actually a full-fledged film city. And then you have couple of studios and different roads where people shoot and all of that. So it's altogether a designated area where you can actually shoot, and so everybody is not allowed there. You have to have permissions to get in there. Yeah, wow. It must be like the Hollywood city, I guess, that area.
Yeah. Has theme parks ever gone over there? Like, do you have Universal theme park, or Disney has big theme parks right now? They have one in France, they have one in Orlando, they have one in California. And here's the odd thing about the one in Paris. Okay, Paris is famous for the Louvre, this big art museum, the Musée d'Orsay, big art museum, the Eiffel Tower. You can't miss it. The most visited place by tourists in the city of Paris is Disney, Euro Disney, by far. In other words, more people will go to Disney World in Paris than they will visit the Eiffel Tower or go to the Louvre or go to the Musée d'Orsay or anything else. The Cathedral of Notre Dame, forget it. They all go to Disney World. But I'm going, are you kidding me? Okay, but I mean, here's Paris, this beautiful city, and everybody flocks to go see Mickey Mouse. And what you're telling me is there's no Mickey Mouse in India? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, there's nothing like a Disneyland or Bollywood or a Hollywood theme park or a Disney theme park. So but we have different kind of amusement parks, but nothing on a theme-based thing.
Really? Well, I'm wondering why not, because you would think they would have a big audience, and Disney generated most of their revenues from their theme parks, more so than their movies.
Definitely. They're generating the revenues over there only, but
so
nothing as of now here. And now I don't think that considering the situation.
Yeah, right now it's not a good idea. Right now it's not a good idea.
Anything would be even up in the mind till the next 5 years, I guess.
Right now it's not a good idea. But past the coronavirus, why isn't there a Bollywood theme park so Americans can go over and visit Bollywood? Because I kept threatening to go over to see Ankit. I'm checking all the flights, real cheap to go. But the thing is, I want to go to the Bollywood theme park. But you're telling me, or go see Bollywood. You're telling me there's no Bollywood to see, right?
Yeah. There's nothing like that. Maybe we just enjoy, yeah.
Nikunj, you need to talk about Ad Labs theme park based.
I was coming to that only because the amusement parks that we actually,
and also what there in Gurgaon as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Kingdom of Dreams.
Kingdom of Dreams. Okay. Yeah, because I'm a kind of a tourist guy. I like to go see all the stuff. And I know there's the Taj Mahal. That's big over here, by the way. Taj Mahal. Whoa. Gotta go. It's in Niagara, close to where Ankit lives. So I was looking on a map. I can go visit Ankit and I go see the Taj Mahal. Then afterwards I'm going, now what? Oh, I can go down to Bollywood and look for the theme parks. But I couldn't find any theme parks because you guys don't have.
But we have something like Ankit mentioned, we have something like a Broadway in India.
Okay.
So it's in Gurgaon, where Ankit lives in Delhi. Yeah. So it's actually just like the Broadway. So you have the fly bars.
Yeah. I was in Broadway about a month or so ago. Right before the coronavirus, I spent a week in New York. They have Broadway Week, by the way, for people who don't know. And all the theaters go half price and restaurants go half price. They have Restaurant Week, Broadway Week in New York City. So I went there and spent a week going to all the theaters up there. And then now they're all closed. Is your theaters all closed now?
All closed.
Now everyone is just planning how we can have all of this digitally. Like we did something on a Sunday. There are many people who are trying to do something or the other. Yeah, Ankit.
Yeah. Well,
also, what happened is that with the entertainment industry, what they're planning is that people will sit on one seat and the second should be empty. So it's an alternative seating.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're making cross so that you can't sit on that seat. And also, they're also planning to showcase how they are sanitizing their theaters post and pre-show, so that people can watch this and they're more comfortable that how they can join the theater as well.
Yeah.
So there's a sitting scenario where no one can sit with each other shoulder to shoulder. So that is what the plan is.
Yeah, but the theaters in Broadway, you're like crammed right next to each other.
All of them are, because they want maximum people to actually come in and they want to accommodate as many people as possible.
Right.
So,
and the thing is, I like to see live theater because you get such an impact on the live theater versus the, you can watch movies, but live theater is the best. They have one here because they have touring Broadway. Where I live in Raleigh, they have a theater called the D-Pack. And my son has season tickets. It's as good as any Broadway theater. We have a lot of these, and they have touring Broadway shows that come into the D-Pack and they cram them. I mean, thousands of people are there every time. I would say packed. 3,000 people, every seat taken, every production. Now it's closed. There's nothing. Okay, so what do all the actors do when everything's closed? What do you do?
So they actually rehearse. We have a word in Hindi for the artist and everyone. So we say riyaz.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like practice. Yeah, it's it's like practicing your art.
Right.
So the musician must be working on something, working on the voice, because that's the tool that we have. An actor has the body, the voice, the conviction that they say, that's the tool that they have. Similar to a musician who has the voice as the main tool. So everyone has to just practice, and because that's something that can never end. Even whatever age and whatever it is, that can never end. You have to practice, you have to learn, unlearn, and that's a process. Nowadays, they're actually planning something innovative. So because people are not really aware that when will all of this get over, how we are actually going to move ahead.
Right.
And also, I think people, I mean, especially actors and singers, they are working on their makeovers as well. They're trying to come up with something new. They're trying to do some kind of innovations. They're trying to learn a lot of new skills which they don't have, and they are also ready for competition, because I think post lockdown there will be a lot of competition, because everyone will be having something or the other showing to the world, and that's what the real magic begins, I believe. Because ultimately, if you talk about digital, if you talk about live theaters, ultimately movies work in our society, and I think we are expecting a lot of good movies maybe post lockdown, and I think that's that would be the next case forward. But now I can see a lot of movies are coming on Netflix. I mean, they're releasing movies on Netflix. I saw one of the Hindi movies also releasing on Netflix. So Netflix.
So it's now the digital releases that they are actually doing, because the licenses have been already sold. Before, it's in the pre-production only that the licenses get sold to a Netflix or to a Hotstar or Amazon, and now that they cannot release, so rather than sleeping on the movie, it's rather that they release it on the digital platforms, and at least they can use it. But yeah, humans can find competition anywhere that they want. Even if in this current scenario that they can't do anything, now people have come out innovatively to record at house, audition from house, act from house, and they're just clubbing it, and the brands are making new stories every day. So nothing's gone. It's just behind the doors now.
Yeah, but isn't being an actor a very competitive business?
Oh, a lot.
I mean, the thing is, how do you survive when, I mean, I look at numbers, as Ankit knows, okay? And when you look at numbers, I go, this doesn't make any sense to me, because even getting a small part in a Hollywood movie, you have a 1 out of 300 chance. They'll interview 300 people for one part. Well, nobody will play those odds in their right mind unless you're an actor. So it leads me to believe that actors are not in their right minds to begin with, because if they look at the numbers, they're adverse. Wouldn't you agree?
None of the artists are in their right frame of mind when they decide to become an artist. Yeah, that's
right.
That's true.
Yeah,
because and it's not only an actor. I would say it's actually with all the artists around the world. It's not a gamble, but you have to have the confidence on your talent, on the conviction that you can actually sell it. And yeah, the 1 out of 300 thing, everybody has to go through it.
Right.
If you even have to do this smaller part or this bigger part, you have to go through the thing.
Process.
Now it's up to you. At what age do you go? If you go at a teenage. And there are people who even started after their retirements, in their 40s and 50s. So they even start at that age, getting into that 1 out of 300 process.
Yeah. But isn't there at a certain point in time you go, forget it. This is ridiculous. I need to go get a regular job, go work in the movie theater rather than try to be in the movie theater and just live a normal life. Doesn't that ever cross these people's mind or your mind going, hey, wait, there's something in it's called living a normal life. Have you thought of that or not?
So actually there's something that we actually talk to people and tell them also. And what about talking to people, talking to even our own parents? And we actually what the viewers, the audience and everybody is that if the actor is not there on the screen, if the actor is not actually in the papers, there are no talks about the actor, then the actor is actually dead. But that's not the thing, because we have a couple of things that are going behind the screen that everybody doesn't have to know. There are many private gigs, many private shows that people do, and that's their bread and butter. Yeah, but what you're saying, that's right. We do not have a confirmed monthly check. That we do not have. That we do not have.
Yeah. Where's the paycheck that comes in every week? You don't have one, do you?
Yeah, no. So it doesn't come every week. There's no frequency of the paycheck to come in. You might get one day a big fatty check, and one day you might not even get a check.
Right.
Yeah. So that is the gamble, and it's not that all 300 who actually audition might get at some point of time. That's also not a surety. So maybe, some make it big, some make a business out of it, some get into some other field. It happens.
Yeah, it's got to be very discouraging. I mean, I look at this as it's got to be a very discouraging industry. So how do you keep yourself pumped up in an area where no becomes the favorite word of the producers, where they go, oh, you're interested in that part? No. Or do they send you a little letter saying, a rejection letter? Well, we were happy to interview Nikunj, but unfortunately, we're going a different direction.
No, we don't even get a printed or handwritten letter for that case.
Really? Okay, so you don't even get a rejection letter. Yeah. See, the thing is, I'm a professor at Northeastern University. So in universities, they give you these nice little rejection letters. Okay, basically, you're gone. And they get good at rejecting people. But in the entertainment industry, I would imagine that's the norm. They must have pre-printed rejection forms, but they're saying, well, we're happy to have you show up, but goodbye. And you don't even get those letters?
No, they just say it on the face. They don't give a
really? Really? So the minute you do the interview, they go, next, and they just throw you out. Is that what happens?
Yeah, that definitely happens.
Well, how do you recover from the psychological trauma every day getting slapped? Show me how you do that.
It's this industry actually runs on passion. It can be anyone. It can be but do you know the technicians who actually work in this industry? They get paid every week. They get paid every month.
Yeah, the cameramen get paid every week. I learned that. The cameramen always get paid. The people who do the post-production get paid. The gaffers get paid. They get paid every week. The production people all get paid every week. But you as talent, you're a whole different story. Gone out the door you go, baby. Next. There's
a lot of talent and competition in the market. So
sure.
Yeah, we actually try to learn, and maybe one day it clicks. And till the time it's not clicking, we actually, if we feel that we have a story that should be heard, we make it, we sell it to small producers, or we put it on YouTube, we do story readings, and just to entertain people, because that is the main motive. That's the passion, to actually entertain people. And so that's a big difference where it comes with artists. But A is to become famous, and B is actually to just follow your passion.
Okay, so that's the thing that's the thing that pushes people. Fame.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Exactly. It has to be a passion that will push you. And if you're lucky enough, you will get the money and the fame also someday. If not that, then at least.
How about this, guy? Motivation, no? You don't get motivation there?
Yeah, that does. We everybody always has something to keep the clock ticking.
Right. Yeah. Because the thing is,
You have that knowledge.
I would think you have to look at monetization at a certain point in time. In other words, how are you going to make money at that stuff in a what I consider to be a really competitive industry with unfortunately a lot of no's and hey, do you have an appointment? Because I went to the NAPTI meeting a couple of years ago at South Beach, and a lot of people don't even know what NAPTI is. Okay, it's the National Association of Professional Television Executives, and I've talked to a lot of people in the industry. I said, hey, you go to NAPTI meeting? Oh, what's NAPTI? It is the largest, exchange, buying and selling of movies and television in the world. Like, no kidding. They have 2 meetings once a year where all the executives buy and sell product, which is the movies or TV shows. One is in Miami Beach in January, and that's the one I went to. The other one's in Budapest in June, and that's the one I was going to go to this year, except we had this coronavirus thing. Because I was taking my wife, I said, hey, we'll go to the NAPTI meeting, and if you get tired of meeting the executives, which all go no, and they walk around like this, and yet, even though they walk around like this, let me tell you something, what they're scared to death of, Nikunj. The internet is their biggest enemy. They go, and it's called OTT programming. OTT programming through the internet, they go, we're going to lose. All the data shows they're going to lose 25% of their market share will be lost in the next 5 years through OTT programming, and they can't stop it. Well, what's OTT programming? You're on it right now, buddy. Okay, OTT programming, and they can't stop it.
They have already lost it, man. So it's already, it's only the traditional people who are actually still stuck on those, TV sets.
Right. Well, there's so much more you can do on OTT than you can actually do on traditional. As a matter of fact, we had run a show on a traditional platform here for about a year, and it has in 40 stations in the United States. Well, 40 stations in the United States never cuts the demographic that you need to provide critical mass. When we run IBM TV, we run worldwide, and it has a much bigger reach. They were bragging their reach being, I don't know what it was, 40 million, but IBM TV's reach is 4.3 billion. I'm going, as Ankit knows, all I do is look at numbers. Wait, 4.3 billion beats 40 million all the time when it comes to reach. Why would you want to reach 4.3 billion? Now, reach is different than engagements, as you well know. So the thing is, the engagements are the challenge, but the reach is there. And
but the higher the reach that you have, the higher the frequency that you have, you get the probability of the engagements more.
Exactly. Well, the probability of getting the engagements increased.
I think engagement follow the reach. So once we have reached, we can have the engagements in future.
Of course, yeah. Because the thing is, the engagements can come because of the big reach.
And I think that is also the lifeline of an actor, basically, because they want more screen presence, and over a period of time, they start getting engagement from different producers and different audience to connect. Basically.
Yeah, right. And the thing is, and so the thing is, your reach through the internet it far exceeds what you can do on any other form of media. Especially what I call traditional media, and the stations are so expensive to put together. In other words, if you go, hey, I want to distribute through I don't know if you guys have television stations over in India or not, but I assume you do. Physical stations, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you said I want to be on 40 stations, because we would run a show on 40 stations here in the United States, right? How expensive it is to actually keep up all those stations. I mean, this is a really expensive proposition where the internet scaled. I mean, the thing is, you don't need 40 stations to run. So I just don't see, I see that the traditional media has a real problem competing with OTT programming. I don't see how they're going to do it. It's going to be a real problem. But if I was an actor, I'm going, gosh, the competition, how do you distinguish yourself between I'm better than this other actor? How do you do it?
We don't distinguish it. We have we really don't do that. It's up to the producer, the director, the casting guys to actually distinguish what actually do they want, and it's not who's better actually. Mm-hmm. The more I've gotten into this and understood, it's actually what somebody is actually looking for. So mm-hmm. What kind of a face, what kind of a voice is somebody actually looking for? That is why those things are limited, and the people who want to get in are way too many. Mm-hmm. Way too many.
Right. So you're rolling dice all the time every time you go for an interview then.
We have to do, and there's nothing else that we can actually do. But yeah, even what you told about the OTT platforms, that has actually given more possibility for the actors
Sure.
and the budding filmmakers to actually come up front and do the things, because there are less of rules, regulations, city laws on OTT platforms.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Right. You don't have to deal with that.
That has actually given a bigger push to the OTT platforms to grow. Actually,
Right. Yeah. And then the thing is, there are quite a few more platforms out than there was before, and it seems to me they're adding. As a matter of fact, there was a couple of them that we were following. One called Pluto TV. I don't know if you looked at that, but Pluto took off like a rocket. Originated actually out of Hollywood. There's some other ones now. Hulu is out there. There's quite a few other platforms. So it seems to me there's a lot more opportunities to get on certain platforms. But here's what also, I think the people that once you get a reputation of being on the platform, you have a greater probability than the next person who comes up. Because once you fill the platform, like I've been working with Ankit, we're filling our platform on interviews. I'm scheduling now, like next week, and then eventually you're going to do like I do in my other businesses. I'll schedule somebody 6 months from now. Seriously, because I'm going. We're filled until September of 2020, and then we have a half hour available. I mean, that stuff actually does happen, and the people that get early on get in. They do better than the next guy down the pike. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast of any business. That
yeah, true.
It
always happens like that.
Yeah,
there's always somebody better than you waiting for to take your position.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Always.
Well, yeah. It's to me, it's like a sport. Some of the sports people that we have on, the odds of making it as a basketball player, a football player, it's really, really low. It's like less than 1.2%. In other words, 100 people show up, maybe one will make it. The rest of them won't make it. And what they do next, I really don't know. And that's the same thing I've seen in the entertainment industry. They'll tend to morph into something else. In other words, they got to do something else because the entertainment industry is so competitive. Not that I'm discouraging you.
No. Now we are way ahead of getting discouraged because you're already in the pool.
Oh, okay,
So,
right.
Yeah,
the professional actors, is it a jackpot kind of a thing that they might get something in future, the jackpot while doing those acting regularly? What do you think? Because I know a lot of people who are very good and who have all the right choices and all the right etiquettes to be an actor, but they are not able to do it because of the commercial success. So there's a difference between commercial success and a good actor. What do you think?
True. That's what we were discussing. That what people term as a successful actor. So there are two things. One is a successful actor, and the other one is the good actor. Now, the successful actor does get the paychecks, but the good actor should, yeah. But the good actor will have to wait for it to have the fat paycheck, and for him it's a longer journey, and it's actually you just have to be motivated to be there, because there are many people, and it's not that because they are not on the big screen, the 70 mm's and shooting day in and day out, and just being in the papers, but they are actually working somewhere or the other and exploring with their talent, because a good actor actually only knows that a thing. A person who has a particular talent, an artist, will actually have that talent only to earn his bread and butter.
And what is the genre in terms of acting? I mean, because some people are stuck with the genre, because I suppose he's a comedian, so he will do only comedic movies. So how important is the genre when you talk about acting?
So, see, more than the genre thing, it's to do with the public, what they actually like. So you take up an actor, and he comes up, and there's something new, the way he speaks, and he'll keep on getting the same type of roles. So that is something that the public actually demands, and the commercial business actually runs on this only. They cannot experiment with the actor because they don't know how the public would react to it, and everybody is not that lucky that they get the chance of doing something at a versatile level. But yeah, as Nick said, so to keep your the wheel running and to have the bread and butter done, whatever you get, once you get into the commercial business, whatever you get, you have to do it so that it keeps on running and it keeps you in the light. So tomorrow, if something changes, then you might get something new.
And Nikunj, I mean, I also want to know that what is the actor's dream basically? An actor, I'm talking about an actor who is a successful actor and other person who is maybe who is in his struggle period. So what are the two different dreams they have?
It's actually an artist dreams of just entertaining the people. And if I or any artist can actually convincingly, with a conviction, do this thing that they can, entertain the people out there, whatever medium it is, it can be radio, it can be newspaper, it can be anything, that they can actually entertain the people out there, their job is done. And that is what is excellence for an actor. If he just looks at the basic part of the job, the success, the commercial success, the money, the fame, they all follow.
Yeah.
If we keep dreaming and chasing for the money and the fame, then yeah, that won't lead to anywhere else but to chronic diseases and negativity. But yeah, if we know that the basic business is actually just to deliver and work on your craft and give the best out. So there can be many things, and everybody doesn't get a chance in this field. You have
Yeah.
to be lucky enough to actually go get it.
And how important is your face and your looks while you, I mean, plan to be an actor?
So
Because
many a times we actually feel that the face and the look, and it's very discouraging. I also make my own self tapes, and we send it to auditions. And now that the COVID thing has come, so now people get to look at themselves more than ever before.
yeah.
So and they can hear themselves when they speak, so they know how it is, and it gets very discouraging. Many a times you don't want to listen to your own voice, you don't want to look at your own self. But here and there are many big casting names in Bombay, in Bollywood itself. I don't know if they'll ever come, if we get a chance to get them here to say these things to our viewers. But they have been doing it on their own Instagram and Facebook lives, where they have been motivating the actors, who are at home right now.
Okay.
So they have been telling them that it's nothing to do with the way they look or whatever. See, this is all God gifted.
Yeah.
The only thing that you can do is you can eat right, you can exercise, you can sleep right. Only these three things can actually just turn your body into something better, and maybe you can have more fighting ability in the future. But yeah, if a role requires somebody to be skinny, to be fair, to be dark, to be any color, any kind of hair, or maybe bald guy, and if that thing requires and you have that, the casting guy might have you. But yeah, you cannot depend on it as a bread and butter for your life. So you'll have to see how it goes.
And also, I've seen a trend that a lot of actors, maybe not actors, maybe people and young boys and not young, maybe married boys as well, married men, they have a beard, and they are keeping that beard for a couple of years. And I don't understand, because for me, everyone is looking same with a beard,
Yeah.
with the body, and with the same t-shirt and jeans. So I can't distinguish. And same goes with
Oh,
the
you're
acting.
missing on the haircut.
Yeah, haircut. Yeah. So how can a producer or maybe a director can align those? Because I can see 10 different actors looking like same with just a different headset or maybe in forehead or eyes. Everything is same.
So, the casting guys actually have way more people that they know. Their database is really huge. So it's not only that similar kind of people come, yeah, but you might see the similar kind of people in the queues outside the studios.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the character actually requires that kind of a hairstyle or something like that. Then somebody might click. But it's more than the yeah, you're right, and that is a feeling that I also have. I have also told a couple of people that it's everyone shouldn't look the same.
Yeah.
I've seen that in Bombay. Everybody looks the same.
Yeah.
They're all the same. They all look the same. So if I go to Bombay, I'll go, everybody here looks the same.
No, so who actually want to be actors or the artists of a particular age group, say maybe 18 to 25, 27,
yeah,
and they all look the same. And that is something with the beard game that's actually globally.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Everybody wants to have some kind of a stubble, and now the pepper and what do you call that, salt and pepper look. Now
the Brad look, right? The Brad.
So they are like this with a body and also with a beard and a cap, and they just, I mean, you can just see it here because everything is beard here.
Really?
And everyone looks same. So I don't know. I mean, why they are so similar. And because they have a lot of power, and they think that they are very macho and all. So I told people, why don't you go to border? Why you are talking like in the city?
Why don't some of the people in Bollywood come over to Hollywood? Because in Hollywood they won't look like everybody else, and the Hollywood people should go to Bollywood because they won't look like everybody else. They'll have what they call that because you're a computer guy, and get unique selling proposition, USP. Why would I want to be an Indian actor in India, where I have to compete with all the Indians, when I can be an Indian actor in Hollywood and I have no competition? This guy just came into the studio. Do you know he's from India? Have you ever seen one of the? Remember, the thing is, they don't know anybody from India. We don't know who Shadow Khan is over here. We don't know who he is. He has no presence. So all you have to do, Nikunj, is you come in and say, "My name is Shadow Khan. Go look me up on Wikipedia."
So I think everyone needs an agent. I think people who have good agent, maybe Hollywood, they'll get all the movies. What do you think, Nikunj? Because I think that agents and casting directors and a good network would play an important role.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't actually get an agent. I have seen people who have been working in this industry for a very long time, who are way senior, and they do not have an agent for them, and they need an agent only to get into the Hollywood business, I guess.
No, I completely agree. But I mean, to be a Shah Rukh Khan, you need an agent. I mean, to do smaller roles or maybe to do regular roles. What do you think?
I'll be a Nikunj agent. I'll say, look, I got this great guy. He's from India.
Nikunj, I'm not about Bollywood only. I'm talking about generally. I mean, if you want to do movies across, you need an agent to line up your movies.
That's true. Actually,
I'm not talking about Bollywood. I'm generally talking about.
Listen, I'll be your agent. I'll get you gigs over here on movies in the United States. Actually, we have a Hollywood producer on in about 30 minutes. Wesley Elder will be joining us from. He's actually a Hollywood producer who I believe either lives in Los Angeles or Kansas City, because he did a lot of his productions in Kansas City, which happens a lot today. In Hollywood, they move their production outside because you get tax credits and breaks to film in different cities and locations. So they may stay in Hollywood because Hollywood has all the quote talent, but then they may film elsewhere because that. But I believe he's been filming a lot in Kansas City because he's from that area and has his production. Anyway, his show is The Matchbreaker, which is a great show. And I've talked to the Hollywood producers. And I said, look, you got to have some Indian actors on And they look at me, why do you have to do that? Well, it's because India has a population and a potential reach of 1.3 billion people. And you guys do watch movies, Hollywood movies over there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys watch Hollywood movies. So you need to incorporate Indian actors into Hollywood. Oh, we would love to do it, but there's no Indian actors in Hollywood. Why not? Because they're all over in India.
Nikunj, I think you can collaborate. We have a couple of Hollywood actors doing Hindi movies. I don't recall the names.
Yeah,
But
so, the recent example is the Extraction of Chris Hemsworth and Randeep Hooda. So Nick, you know the Thor guy, from Marvel?
What's his name?
Chris Hemsworth.
Do you know him, Ankit?
no, I know him. He's from Hollywood. I know him.
Really?
Yeah, he's
That's right. You know everybody. I don't know who he is. No, I don't hang around Hollywood people. So how would I know? I hang around tech people, chess people. What do they call it? These educators and actuaries. So Hollywood people to me don't know them.
Only Hollywood producers. No, none of them. Only Hollywood producers.
Hollywood producers. We have Hollywood producers that come on here, and so the thing is, we'll have to ask them. They may know actors better than I do for certain. You know, it's not really a thing that I.
But what Nikunj wants to say is that there are a lot of Hollywood. Actors. They visited India and they did some movies with us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think that's the formula for a successful movie is that you have to incorporate people from India, China, the United States, Europe. And if you do that into your movie, you now have a reach that's a lot greater than if you just have American actors, for example. You know, it's because the thing is people are looking to associate with actors from other places. But I'll also say, and I'll talk to Wesley about it when we sit here, that pulling actors from India, like if you went to a talent pool here and you're looking for Indian actors, there probably aren't too many of them, you know, in the United States. They just, not like Bollywood. But conversely, I would imagine, but I don't know, in Bollywood, are there a lot of American actors who went over there to seek their fame and fortune? Nikunj, do you have a lot of American actors you compete with over there?
I think Nikunj froze down. Nikunj, can you hear?
Do you compete with a lot of Americans?
again.
Oh, okay, right. We're back again. Do you compete?
Yeah, now I can.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Do you compete with a lot of American actors over there? Perfect. You know?
No.
So this is what I'm saying, Ankit, because the American actors, like if you go to film school here at University of Southern California or NYU, they immediately run to Hollywood or New York. They shouldn't do that. They should run to Bollywood. Because remember you said, hey, they all look the same. Well, they won't if they come from USC. Are you kidding me? You know, and that's where they have the opportunities. And we've seen that in sports. A lot of the people that play basketball here in the United States, they go, I'm going to the NBA. Then they go to the NBA and they find out, no, they're not going to the NBA. And then they go overseas to play in China. They go overseas to play in Italy. They go play in Spain. They go play in Europe, where there's a demand for the basketball players. And that's how they make their living. It's just the way it is to have international. I wouldn't, if I was someone Indian, I was an Indian actor, I wouldn't beat my head against, 1 million other Indian actors in Bollywood. I'd hightail it to Hollywood where there's nobody there. That's just me. I don't like to compete, I'm not giving you a hint.
Make it fighting officially to come to Hollywood.
I will. Once the flights and everything get going, I'll definitely be there.
Yeah, and then again, you have to have contacts. You need to know that some of these people that, like Wesley Elder, Robert Krantz, who's been on our show, and also Henning Morales, who's very well connected. He's been in the Hollywood scene. You got to know the producers, because otherwise you come here, boom, you land in Hollywood. I don't know anybody. Okay, that's not good, because then you're going to be waiting tables at the restaurants that are all closed, which isn't good. Well, I got a job waiting tables. No, you won't. Why not? All the restaurants are closed. I want to work in Hollywood, be on a movie. Well, you got to know the people that are there because that's the best chance. But then you have a probability. See all I'm doing, Ankit, it's numbers. Your probability increases dramatically to get a part because they're saying, "Hey, we need to put an Indian actor in here somewhere," you know. Oh, let's go to the.
Yeah, but I don't think that will be now possible till the next year because I don't know, but I just heard as a rumor that there won't be any international flights till 2021.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's
Just
something.
popping up.
Private charters, I mean, if you are good, I mean, you'll have a private charter.
Yeah, but you put it in your business plan. You know, you have a business plan. Let's see, it's like 500 pages. I got one here, sitting here somewhere.
Yeah,
Your 500-page business plan. That's part of the business plan that you put in is go to Hollywood. Okay, get your list of contacts. Get known in the Hollywood circle. Make it in America, not New York. Forget New York. New York's too hard unless you like doing stage work. You know, if you like doing stage work, then Broadway's the place to be. But if you don't want to do stage work, you want to do movies and theater and television, hightail it to Hollywood with connections, and then you got to, increases the probability of getting a good gig rather than competing with 1 million people in India that, according to you, look all the same. They look all the same. And if they look all the same to you, what do you think the producer's doing? The producer's going, "Hey, they look all the same. Who am I going to pick? Roll the dice, guy. Boom." You know, it's got to be a tough way. So anyway, I'm just trying to help you out here. Mohammed has arrived. Yes, Mohammed. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. So, what's the good news on the pharmaceutical front, Mohammed? Do we have a cure yet for this coronavirus? Because Nikunj just decided he wants to move to Hollywood.
Pharma is a select-free industry, always growing. There is no slack season in any point of life.
Yeah,
so
I talked
always
to
good.
Nikunj is like an actor dude, as they would say in California. I've talked him to moving into Hollywood and becoming a very famous actor here in America, but he can't get a flight because of the coronavirus. So Mohammed, who does this pharmaceutical stuff, a real industry that doesn't stop, is going to update us on what drugs we can take so we can get going again. What do we got, Mohammed?
See, in India right now, the all manufacturing unit has resumed the duty, and we are manufacturing full-fledged way and supplying medicine across the world without any hue and cry. Even the last time, only paracetamol, azithromycin, and some few medicine, which is essential medicine, was restricted. Now everything is okay, fine, and everybody is supplying medicine across the world. No any pendency right now. So one thing is very, very good thing because India is one of the best supplier of medicine.
Right.
As I always convey to the world, 80% HIV drugs India supplies alone.
Yeah.
This is a very big deal, and the 20% whole world demand. Even to America, 40% approximately.
Yes.
And to United Kingdom, 25%. So this is a very good thing in the very bad situation of whole world which we are facing right now. At least the medicines are on the supply mode. Back support is there.
Yeah.
Today there is artificial intelligence report in Singapore University, and conveying message that by July India will overcome this coronavirus, and by September rest of the Europe, and by 9th of September whole America.
Really?
On what basis?
Yeah, yes.